doubt if you really exist. You wonder whether you aren't simply a figure in the eyes of other people's imaginations, say a figure in a nightmare which the sleeper tries with all his might to destroy. It's when you feel that way, that kind of resentment, you begin to bump people back. And let me confess, you feel that way most of the time. You ache with the need to convince yourself that you do exist in the world, that you're a part of all the sound and the anguish, and you strike out with your fists, you curse, and you swear to make them recognize you. And alas, it's seldom successful. Perhaps the part of me that observes listlessly but sees all, missing nothing, is still the malicious, arguing part, the dissenting voice, the cynical self, the traitor self that always threatens internal discord. Whatever it is, I know I have to keep it pressed down. I have to. Ralph Ellison. Ever back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Some days I sit and wish I was a kid. Ever back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Some days I sit and wish I was a kid. Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams. And life is more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. I love that song. It usually makes me cry, partly because of the truth and the beauty of the message, but I think also partly because it makes me think about how badly we fuck children up all the time in ways that we don't even realize. And I think part of it is out of resentment, truthfully. Because if you think about it, outside of not being able to take care of themselves pretty effectively, children are pretty much perfect. They learn at genius levels, they're imaginative, they have great posture. They're imaginative, they're capable of finding infinite joy in the simplest things, almost anything. And because everything is new, there's always discovery and there's curiosity. But what's most moving to me is the trust, the absolute trust. Children let you in, man. And, you know, it doesn't last forever. We tell them, watch your back, protect yourself, don't talk to strangers, yada, yada, yada. And we must tell them that in order to ensure their survival in this society. But I'll tell you, man, I'm not really that worried about the physical effects of aging so much as the emotional. I mean, I would love to be able to have that much trust again, to love that much again, unconditionally. Real talk. From the ages of 5 to 7, my best friend in the whole wide world was Moses. Not that Moses. This Moses was a little brown boy with a dimple-clanked smile and a flat-top haircut with a nickname of Migos. He also had a disturbing enthusiasm for every goddamn thing I loved. Ghostbusters, Migos loved it. Ninja Turtles, oh my, yo. Back in March of 1990, right, my mother had to endure sitting in a theater filled with a bunch of kids my age screaming, "We want turtles! We want turtles!" And every time that like iconic image of the turtles creeping out through the manhole came on the screen, like the theater just said, "Whoa!" It was unbelievable. And Migos was there with me the whole time. Oh, and video games? We traded Nintendo games all the time. I played Mega Man 2, Double Dragon 2, and The Legend of Zelda for the first time at his house. I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And then, you know, we'd have sleepovers and we'd just stay up for hours and hours just laughing and giggling at stupid shit. And then we'd sleep for a few hours and wake up and play some more video games. And for some reason, our parents thought it cool to have a shower together. I don't know what that was about, might have to ask them, but to save water, there we go. They were thinking green back then. 89, I can't count. But anyway, I mean, it was fun. That's the whole point of telling you all that. It was fun and also economically safe. Ecologically? Environmentally, that's the word I'm looking for. And it was cool, but then one day he was gone. You see, Mikos' family, like my own family, was a military family, and one day he just had to go. And I don't remember being able to say goodbye. Maybe I blocked it out. It will be one in a series of disconnects in my life. But I loved that boy, all my heart and soul. I was the world to him, and he was the world to me. And at that age, love had no risk attached, it had no baggage. And it's not about romance, fuck romance. I mean, if you're sitting there thinking, you know, there's Clifton like boys, no, fuck you. This is about trust. This is about unabashed trust, love, understanding, just faith in another human being. And I can sit here and tell you that I don't think that I've allowed myself that trust since then. And that was 20 years ago. You know, I'm a moody guy. People see me and they ask me if they don't run away, why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? And, you know, I say to them, you know, why do I have to be angry? It just occurred to me recently. Maybe I'm just in mourning. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far if you're young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part. You'll have a head start if you are among the very young at heart. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not a kid anymore. Not a kid anymore. I'm not a kid anymore.